guys, it's important to detox digitally, because sometimes we're fed the truth, but there's lies mixed in the truth, and it can lead to confusion. We have to be careful with what we the information we choose to receive and listen to, right? Like, not everything is gonna help us. Like, sometimes we don't need to be on TikTok for an hour. Like, yes, we might have received like a handful of nuggets in that hour, but how much of it was trash, right? So and I say this because I was starting to feel like I had a grasp. I mean, we can never have a grasp on our, like, on like what is reality and X, Y, and Z, because we're constantly learning, constantly having like new awakenings and everything. But I feel like we do get to a point where we feel at least some level of comfort in the not knowing, right? But I feel like when we are fed more information about what could be, we start thinking about, well, is it that? And I'm speaking very specifically to my situation because, like, okay, let me just get specific, right? So, you know how they say we come from aliens, and there's all this talk about aliens being here and stuff now, and that we come from them. Like, some people are saying, like, the Anunnaki, the story of the Anunnaki. I don't know it fully. I can't say it verbatim, but basically there was this alien species right? Just from another dimension, a different non-human species that destroyed their planet, and in order to fix their ozone layer, they found out that gold helps with their planet, and somehow like helps with like the conditions of their place and makes it like livable and whatnot. And so they came to Earth to mine this gold and to send gold back home, but they needed like a subservient type of race to do the work for them because it was a lot. So they bred with someone. They bred something. Maybe it was in like Neanderthal, like Homo sapien type of, I don't know, but they bred with something, and we're the product of that type of thing. And then that had me asking so many questions, like, okay, well, why do we all look so different? Like, I just imagine a story like that. Just imagine it being true for one moment, like being like, yes, you know, we come from the Anunnaki, we come from them, and they wanted gold. That's why we feel that gold is so valuable, because it helps or whatever. But I just feel like it just leads to so many more questions, and so it started to confuse me, because I don't want to, like, if I'm feeling like I'm a slave race, right? That kind of contradicts the fact that, I don't know, like, I really don't know how to explain it. I need to digest it more, but how do you guys feel about that? But basically what I just want to talk about is how, like, I could have done without that information, and I don't want to put my hand in the sand about everything, but there's just so much. There's so much history, there's so much, so I can't digest everything. Like, I'm very curious about the origins of where we come from, but in reality, will we ever know? Like, I feel like I would have to really start diving and going into one of these rabbit holes in order to truly come to a conclusion where I feel like, yeah, okay, this is where we come from. That makes sense. I get it. And then it's like, okay, well, what do I do with that information after that? So sometimes, like, some of the information I receive from it, it's usually online, it's the internet. It doesn't actually like help me. Like, it honestly confuses me more and throws me off a bit. Because for me, the way I see the world and my theory about what life is, which is that, you know, we're God experiencing itself. Like, we're God fractalized and sentient because of just this awareness. Like, it really can't be understood, but I just, like, for me to start adding extraterrestrials in the mix and thinking that I'm a subservient being, it kind of just throws me off. Like, I don't know what to do with that information. Like, lately I've kind of been experiencing that, where I'm receiving a lot of information, but I do not know what to do with it. And so naturally, the information that I receive that already aligns with what I believe about the world is the information that I'm most receptive to, and that doesn't like push me off a cliff and make me trip up and question reality even more. Like, I don't think it's that healthy. And another thing I've been learning is that I shouldn't ask so many questions. Like, I feel like I need to really be at peace with the moment and not like for example, if you take this leaf, there's so many realities that exist about this leaf, right? There's the past, there's where it came from, there's the seed it came from, there's the animal that dropped the seed, that grew the tree, that dropped the leaf. You know, there's so much to consider, so much to think about. There's the type of tree, the properties of the tree, the history of the tree, where it's found. There's so many information just in this single leaf. And it's also like, okay, well, the leaf is also going to disintegrate into the ground. It's going to become part of the soil. It's going to fertilize. It's going to X, Y, and Z become part of another tree one day. And I just feel like, do I need to focus on everything that's happening about this leaf? Or is it enough to just admire the leaf and to witness it and to experience it and be with it and receive the information in the present moment about it? So that's something very interesting to me. But at the same time, I do want to learn more about the history of where I was born and like the specific coordinates, because I feel like there's power to that. So clearly I'm learning a lot, and that's why I journal 3 pages every single day, so that I can start to synthesize this information and like process it and just understand, just understand, and just be able to be at peace, right? Like, with all the information I have, it's cool to have the information, but like, what do I do with it? How does it make me feel? How do I use it to help me in my life? How can it help others? Is this information I should share? Is this information I should disregard? So I feel like discernment is just so important with the information that we're receiving. But I deleted my TikTok because I just felt like I was receiving too much information. And I know we're going through like a shift of like humanity and a shift of everything right now. And so because of that, a lot of stuff is being brought to light. But of course, there's, like I said, there's lies mixed in with the truth. And so I feel like me just being in nature is pure truth. There's no lie that is gonna be able to be received to me. Like, my antenna is not going to receive any lies, because I'm in truth. Like, if I'm surrounded by nature, I'm in truth. Like, there's no falsehood to it. There's no ulterior motives. There's no agendas. Nature doesn't have an agenda. Nature's agenda is to just be. So when you're in the midst of nature, that's what you receive. You receive messages that are in alignment with simply existing and being love and being like constantly growing and being abundant. Like, look at these trees. Like, so the type of information you receive from nature is going to be completely different from the type of information you receive from staring at a black screen that has different pixels, where there's different people making this stuff. And there's just so much. Like, if you just really think about how much you're consuming by being in social media, it's kind of like jumping in a pool full of everybody's shit. Like, it's just full of everybody's thoughts, everybody's mess. Like, a lot of people are going through things, right? People are anxious and they're filming through that. Like, people are depressed and they're filming. People are scared and they're filming. They're channeling so much energy through these emotions that are not necessarily like rooted in, well, they are rooted in love, because everything comes from like God. Like, well, I don't want to say God is love, but like it's part of the whole, yes, but it's from a place from like more of the 3D, and we're headed to a different dimension. So it's like not as high vibration, basically. It's just on a lower spectrum. It's still part of the spectrum, and the spectrum is life and is God, and to me at least, like, it's spiritual and everything, but there's just certain lower, denser frequencies that we are elevating out of. So for you to still be partaking in information and receiving and consuming, digesting information that's stemming from a low vibrational place or coming from a low vibrational app or whatever it is, then you're consuming that, and you are what you eat. So I just want to be more particular and careful with what I'm eating, and being more mindful about what it is that I'm receiving. And when I am in the presence of something that is medicinal for me and is pure truth, try to be present and just really observe and appreciate, really. And don't forget that to appreciate means to grow. right? When you appreciate something, if a car is depreciating, it's losing value. If it's appreciating, it's gaining value. So gaining value and growing in value. So I want to do that for nature. I definitely appreciate nature. I want nature to appreciate. I love nature so much. Anyway, that's my video. Just be careful what you guys are watching. Even commercials. I feel like commercials are some of the most dangerous ones, because you might love sports or whatever, which is cool, even though I feel it's sports. I'm gonna make a video about that. I feel like sports is weird, because why are all the owners of these teams this color, and why are all the players usually this color? Like, I don't know, that just makes me feel weird. All of them too, crazy, right? And there's so much money, and it's like entertainment. Like, if you look at the history of like the Romans, like how they used to entertain these poor people, because they were suppressing them so much, and they were like the fall of the Roman Empire, like they were just oppressing these people so much, and so you need them to be distracted and to forget that they're pissed off and that they have a horrible living situation, so you give them all this attention. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But even if you do enjoy sports, to each their own. Like, I get it, like life is to be enjoyed. So if you get a lot of pleasure from that, like follow your social circle, like if you get pleasure from that, I can't really judge anybody or knock anybody. But the commercials though, like one thing is watching the game, but having to sit through the commercials, I feel like that's where a lot of people might get caught up. Because like, even for me, like my ex-husband, when I used to watch videos with him or watch sports with him, I used to tell him, or like if I'm in the kitchen and he's just in the living room, I used to tell him to mute the TV when the commercials came on, because I don't want to be hearing that. I don't want that stuff in me. I don't want to feel like I have a need to eat Burger King, or I don't want seeds of Burger King being planted. I don't want seeds of come to Target, come shop with us. Like, I don't want those seeds planted in my mind. I don't need any of that stuff, to be honest. So like, y'all know how I feel about the sports. So but let's pretend that that's the truth, right? That's what you want. That's what you're after, right? That's what you want. That's what's good for you. You're getting that mixed with the poison, right? If the commercials are the poison and the actual what you're trying to watch is what you want, the medicine, it's not actually like helping you. And sometimes the commercials be longer than the damn game. So I just feel like we should be more cautious. I feel like we should be cautious about what we're consuming and not think of it as some small thing. Like, I feel like people don't really get how commercials, they want to have an influence on you, right? That's why they spend so much money. They know it's going to have an influence on you. Somebody's going to budge. You don't want to be in there. You don't want to be part of the percent of people that budge. Like, for example, I randomly have cravings for McDonald's. Why? Why? Probably because there's billboards everywhere and there's seeds that are planted, and if I'm not tending to it or whatever, then they might grow. So I think of the mind as a garden, and we just have to be careful about who we let in our garden. Like, I feel like when you go on TikTok, you're kind of like, you're letting your garden be public. You're letting your garden be public, and you're letting random strangers come into your garden. Literally, think of it like that, because it's your mind, right? You're letting random stranger into your garden. Whatever they say, you don't know what the fuck they're going to say. You don't know what they're going to show you next. You don't know if they're going to, no, you don't know what they're going to do. They're going to cut down one of your trees. You don't know if they're going to plant a bomb. You don't know what's going on. And I think sometimes it's just safer to keep your garden closed, right? Keep it private. Keep it intimate. Don't be in everybody's face. Don't let everyone be in your face. That's what it means to protect your peace, to maintain your peace, to protect yourself, and to be a guardian over your life. You know, you can't let everybody influence you. That's why they call them influencers. Who's influenced you, and what are they influencing you to do? Like, to look more like them or whatever. So just be careful, guys. But y'all already know, because if y'all are on this frequency, then y'all already know these things. But hopefully I was able to add something extra to what you've already know, or articulate it in a different way. But thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys being here, subscribing, liking the videos, commenting, engaging. Y'all know that helps the algorithms. So I just want to get these messages out to more people, because I feel like they're potent and I enjoy it, and I feel like God has given me a gift, and so that's why I'm here. And y'all are helping God by sharing this video. No, but literally, I appreciate you guys. Take care, and much peace and love and prosperity. and focus and discipline and self-control. Bye.